everybody, Christy from Getting Into Prepping. In this short video I quickly want to discuss a question or a statement that was made towards me, and I just want to give my opinion on that. The statement was as follows: you are a Christian, so how can you be a prepper and a Christian? Surely if you are a Christian you believe in God, and surely God will provide in all your needs. Now the short answer to that is yes, I am a Christian, yes, I am a prepper, and yes, I do trust God. If I didn't trust God, if I didn't have hope, I would be one miserable person. But because I've got hope and because I trust God, I can actually use my skills and my abilities to be a prepper. Now let me try and explain this to you, my way of thought. If you look at the Bible, everybody refers to Noah as being the first prepper or the original prepper. But if you go and look back in the Bible, there was actually an example of an earlier prepper in terms of Joseph. Joseph was, if you remember the story of Joseph, he was in jail, and then the Pharaoh had a dream, and the dream needed interpretation of the 7 cows and the 7 grain cobs or the corn cobs, and he actually then gave the explanation of what that dream meant. And in short, it boiled down to, in 7 years time there's going to be a massive drought, and we're going to have shortages. So immediately the Pharaoh put him in charge, and he started prepping for the 7 years. So in my opinion, Joseph was the first prepper, even before Noah, even though Noah is seen as the grandfather or the big prepper in the Bible. Now, as I said, if I look at what I believe in, I believe that that's an example of being prepared. God has given us warning and given us a brain to use to analyze and to see what is coming our way, and then having the brains and the ability, because I believe that God gives us the ability as well in terms of skills, in terms of planning, in terms of actually the resources that we need. God gives us all of that, and in that way God is providing for emergency situations. So I believe that it's our duty as preppers to prepare, because God expects that of us to a certain extent. The Bible is specked with examples of being prepared and preparing for something that is about to happen. So I believe that prepping is definitely a biblical principle. Now, to the second part of that statement with regard to will God not provide, I absolutely believe that God provides. I can, out of my personal experience and personal testimony, think of one specific incident where we were giving food to people at one of the local churches that I was involved in. And having looked at the people, we prepared food for about 20 to 30 people, and that specific day there were 60 people there. Despite the fact that we humanly knew that we probably were going to run out of food, at the end of the day there was more food than we needed, and we actually were able to send some people home with some extra food. Was it a miracle? In my eyes, yes, I do believe that a miracle occurred that day. Technically, and out of a human perspective, there should have been not enough food for that 60 plus people, because we were preparing between 20 and 30 people. So I do believe that a miracle happened that day. The same thing, I believe that miracles still happen today, and that I believe in God will provide. God will provide in terms, like I said, in terms of providing you with the ability and to actually plan, and to develop your plan, and to develop your skills, and to develop your ability to have these equipment and stuff available. So I do believe that God provides in that way, but I also believe that God will provide supernaturally. If I just look at the parable of the fish and the bread, God used what that little boy had available to feed a lot of people. Now, who says, and this is just my opinion, that's just my viewpoint, who says that my few loaves of bread and my few fish that I'm collecting and preparing now will not be what God will use in the future to feed a lot of people. I'm not saying that I've got any special revelation in connection with that or anything like that. All I'm saying is that I do believe that God will and can provide supernaturally if the situation requires it. And I do trust God for supplying and supernaturally when it is there and when it needs arrive. And that's my view. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine with me. I don't really care if you don't agree with me on this. But that's my opinion. That I have got a obligation to prepare, and I've got the ability to prepare, and therefore I will prepare. And I don't know why this came up on a discussion with my wife the one day while we were having this discussion, and that's actually what I said to her. I said to her, I don't know whether God will use my few loaves and my few fishes to feed the many. I don't know. I believe that it's possible. I believe that God can do it, and maybe God will do it depending on the situation. But that's just my view. So with that, I believe that you can be a Christian and a prepper, because I will always be a Christian before I'm a prepper. I will always be a Christian before I'm anything else. So I will always be a Christian and believe in God. And it's not because I don't believe in God that I'm preparing, but it's exactly because I'm believing in God that I feel that we have to do the prepping thing, and that we have to use our abilities and our resources and to prepare and to make things available for ourselves and for others. Because I do believe, if you can remember a few months back, I did make a video on helping others, and I do believe that that is one of the things that we have to do. That is the reason why we have got additional equipment, additional stuff to assist other people as well. So I believe that God gave us that ability and that responsibility to prepare in order to assist. So that is my opinion. That is the way I see it. Like I said, you don't have to agree with me. That's fine as well. But I am a Christian, I am a prepper, and I will always be preparing for something in future. So with that being said, keep on prepping, and see you on the next one.